Over the last 7 years, I've traveled the country working with some of the highest producing agencies in the country. And in the spirit of stealing from genius, today I'm going to talk with you and teach you some of the best pre- and post-closing activities that I've learned over that time. Hi, my name is Jeremy Smith, and over the last 15 years, I've been an agent, a manager, owner-operator of an insurance brokerage, and for the last 6 or 7 years, I've been a business coach, traveling the country helping agents and agency owners grow their practices. And today I'm going to try and help you grow yours. If you've been on YouTube before, then you know the game. Please hit subscribe and ring the bell. I don't care if you're doing seminar marketing. I don't care if you're buying leads, if you're just networking to find your business. I don't care what you're selling. You can be selling Medicare supplements, final expense, long-term care, annuities, life insurance, or all the above. When it comes to how to conduct an appointment and the processes and practices you use in that appointment, there is a whole lot of universal practices that one should be using. And I want to go through those with you right now. I've just got a couple pre-closing activities that somebody should be using. I want to talk for a second about fact finders. If you watched my entire video series, there's nothing I'm going to talk to you about that, in my opinion, is more important than convincing those of you that are not using a fact finder in your practice and in your processes. There's nothing more important than that. A fact finder is so many things. For one, and when I do an appointment, it's the centerpiece of my entire appointment. Okay? It allows me to show the client that I've been there before. It allows me to show the client my expertise and my intelligence. Not to mention, I hope you're selling more than just one product, and if you are, this is the avenue in which you'll find those opportunities to sell those other products. Okay? If you're not using a fact finder, please get that into your practice. Let me know. I'll give you my own if you need it. Number 2 is missed opportunities. And what I'm talking about here are appointments that you walk into and you know real quickly there's nothing for you to do. You're not going to write business. Okay? Those have been some of my most profitable appointments in terms of referrals or maybe future business. Okay? These are people that I promise you, if you walked in and realized there was nothing to do there in the first 10 minutes, there's been a countless number of other people that have came in and did the same thing. They came in, talked to them, asked them a few questions, realized there was nothing to do, and ran out the door. I promise you, from the drive time or whatever time and money you spent to get that appointment, it is worth another 10 minutes to make them realize that it's not all about the money for you. Spend a couple minutes and ask them if they need some light bulbs put in their ceiling. Move some boxes for them, or just talk with them. That will separate you from everybody else. And they may not have any business that you can do, but I will guarantee you that they know people. And from a referral standpoint, those can be your strongest sources you have. So now let's jump into some post-closing activities. And depending on your education level or your experience level, some of these may be very elementary to you. I'll bet you for everybody there's going to be a couple in here that you're not doing or haven't thought about. But these are just some of the best practices that I've learned in traveling the country and working with some of the largest agencies in the country. So obviously, it's always happening in our business, especially newer agents. You finally get in, you finally meet somebody, you can do business, they say yes, you write an application and run out the door. Don't do that, okay? You've got a sale here. The job here is not to create a sale, it's to create a client. Make sure that after you make a sale and write an application, you spend some time with that person. And specifically, spend some time with them and make them write down why they just bought from you. Okay? Depending on what you just sold them, it could be a 4 to 8 week underwriting period of time. A lot of stuff can go in their minds and happen in their minds over that period of time. I don't care if you sell them a final expense policy that issues in 2 days. It's still probably going to be a week or two before you can actually bring them a policy back. That period of time from writing the application to when they have a policy in their hand, and really until the grace period is over, it's so vital. And so I think a great exercise is before you leave, have them write down what they bought, maybe a little synopsis of how it works, and write out some bullet points of why they did it. And if you can get them to do it on their handwriting and put it on their refrigerator, it will take your issue and retention rate through the roof. Expect referrals. Boy, I tell you, in my career, about every place I go, somebody wants to say, how do I get more referrals? And I wish I had a magic theorem or magic system for doing that. At the end of the day, the only two things I can really tell you that's more than most people are doing is, first of all, ask and expect them to give you some referrals. I don't care if you've got a referral book or what your little game there is, but just ask for it. And expect it in how you ask for it, and you will get so many more. You got to keep in mind, depending on what you sold these people, you probably saved them a bunch of money. You are getting money to their kids and grandkids, maybe a lot more than they were before you came in. You protected their money. You solved a major retirement problem, maybe long-term care. You did something for them, okay? And yes, you're going to get paid for it, and yes, they know it, but expecting a referral is a whole lot different than kind of timidly asking for a referral. The underwriting process, again, depending on what you sell, it can be a really long process. And so explaining to them what's going to happen over the next week, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, it's vital, okay? Making sure they understand that, for example, I'm going to turn this application in. It'll be about 3 or 4 days. You should get a phone call from the company. They're going to ask you some health questions. After that, I'll find out that you're approved. I'll call you. After that, I'll bring you back a policy here in about 2 weeks. You can put that on your calendar. I should be here around the 21st, whatever it is. Giving them a layout of what to expect, and once again, maybe writing that down on that piece of paper they're going to put on the refrigerator, will go miles. They may be tracking with you on exactly what they bought, why they bought it, and what the process is when you're right in front of them. And 6 hours from now, when you are on with your day and they're walking around talking, I promise you they're going to forget 70% of everything that happened. And so writing this stuff down is absolutely essential in my opinion. And I'll tell you, this might be the biggest thing on this list, especially in talking about that process of what's going to happen from when I write an application until the point where it actually issues. I call them Monday morning phone calls. And every single person that I've ever written an application, or any of my agents have ever written an application on, they go into a pending list. And every single Monday morning, we call everybody that has an application pending. Okay? And there's a couple things that we're trying to accomplish on that call. Number one, we're just staying in touch with them. We may be reinforcing what they did and why they did it. Okay, we're obviously updating them on the status of their pending application. Here's another one, a really good one. If you know multiple product lines, you may say something to the effect of, Margaret, listen, your Medicare supplement policy should issue this week. I'll have a policy for you next week, and I just want you to realize and remember that I didn't forget that we still have to talk about some safe places for your money, okay? So I haven't forgot that. Make sure you've got your statements and stuff when I come back next time, okay? Whatever your example is, keeping that fresh in their mind, that will ease your sale when you get to that second sale on the policy delivery, which, by the way, your policy delivery is not a customer service activity. It's a sales activity. And if you do Monday morning phone calls and you set up your next sale, it should be another sales opportunity. Okay, there's things to do at that policy delivery as opposed to dropping off the policy and getting a receipt for dropping it off. But you got to plan things, and you've got to set yourself up from the beginning for these policy deliveries. It's a quick, easy thing. Some do it, some don't. I'm personally a big believer that holiday birthday cards are an important, $2 little way to stay in touch with your clients. Maybe you have a newsletter, even better. These contacts throughout the year are super important, and especially leading into the last thing I have on here, annual reviews. Hopefully you're doing birthday and holiday cards. I think it's worth it, but if you are not doing annual reviews, you are missing the biggest boat you can miss, okay? Listen, these people, and you spent a lot of time and a lot of money probably getting in front of these people. And they said, you can be my agent, and they bought something from you. So many agents in our industry that give us a bad name. They sell a policy, and then they never see that client again. It's crazy. Okay, it's like a farmer going out and plowing a field and then never going back to that field ever again. When it comes to policy deliveries, when it comes to annual reviews, I don't care if you sold them a final expense policy and there was nothing ever for you to do again. Guess what? Someday down the road, there's a good chance somebody's going to come in and try and replace your policy for $1 less. If you have an actual relationship with them, your residuals are going to stay on the books. Okay? Medicare supplements, definitely there's going to be somebody coming into their home every year trying to sell your policies. You have to protect your residual income. And maybe more so important than residual income is protect the client. Build that sale and turn it into an actual client. Because the difference between a sale is somebody you make a commission on. A client is somebody that you make multiple commissions on as they go through life changes. Okay? That's somebody that's going to refer business to you, and as they're having these life changes, they're going to call you for more business. If you have the main goal of every person you meet being a client and not a sale, it'll change the way you do your practice. Your practice will be more profitable, and I promise you, your practice will get easier as time goes on. So please, just put annual reviews on a sticky note on your computer and make sure that's something you add into your practice. The last thing I've got on here, again, as I've traveled the country, it's amazing to me how many people are not using one. But if you are not using a CRM, again, you're missing the boat. A CRM will do so many things for you, okay? But obviously it'll keep track of your clients and all of their vital information. But to me, here's the real value of a CRM, okay? It used to be back in the day, if you met with a client and they might have mentioned something to you, hey, my wife's turning 65 in 2 years from now. All right, I might have went home from that appointment with a yellow sticky note and put it up somewhere. Make sure I call them in 2 years so I can go write his wife's Medicare supplement, okay? I might find out that somebody's got a CD coming due next January. Sticky note. Guess what? Those sticky notes get lost and you never do anything with them. You put your contact information into a CRM and set alarms for future business, and here's what will happen for you. At some point in your career, a year or so down the road, you'll have a database of clients, and that CRM will now become your marketing system. You'll come to work every Monday and have 6 appointments that you need to set up from your CRM based on the opportunities you found at past appointments. Okay? Get a CRM into your system, get annual reviews into your system, and for sure get fact finders into your system. I hope this is worth your time. There's a lot of valuable nuggets in these. I hope you all found something that you're not doing that can help you and improve your practice. Please do me a favor and make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll make sure you have access to all of our future videos. Again, thanks for your time. We'll look forward to seeing you in your next video.